do nothing at all.
So it's been a busy day. You say, well, what could cause all of this upheaval? All these plans, travel plans, rearranged schedules. What could change all of this, Ed Tyll? Money. That's it. Whatever changes anything. Money. This program, I can't give you the name yet. I cannot give you the name until we finalize the deal. But a national company and I have been talking for a couple of weeks. It's now going to happen. We are going to join forces with one of the biggest retail operations in America and give you the benefit as a listener. I know. It is pretty incredible. Now, again, I want to address my performance anxiety comedy people. Rob Sabadonis is on every Friday, so you know Rob. And Rob and I go way back on that sidewalk with that comedy show. But I do want to mention Sarah Maywalt, and I do want to mention Mike Kramer. And, of course, you hear from Bob Bell all the time. Thunder Road Band, Ed Tyll Show, where we cover breaking news internationally, nationally, regionally, statewide, countywide, citywide, townwide. We're even in unincorporated areas, because if people live and work and bust their ass, then we're there to help out in any way we can. And that's what is so great about this national retailer, right? Huge retailer geared specifically for the Ed Tyll listening audience, the demographic of hardworking, ass-busting, loyal, faithful, every day they're in there. That's it. I like that phrase, every there. They are every there.
Got the hex upon you. You got the voodoo too. You got the bad juju for the things you do.
So another big victory, but it's always disruptive. And everything in my life is disruptive. Anybody who gets involved with me knows there's disruption because we're in a growth mode 24/7. All right? That's it. That's why the show has to be on all day, because we cover the breaking news. Then, on top of everything I listed, I like to follow movies and sports, the whole nine. I love literature and authors and new books. I love new books. I'm not going to lie to you. I spent a lot of time in the library as a kid, and my location in New York is right around the corner from a beautiful old public library, and it's in Yorkville section of Manhattan. It's a gorgeous library. It's small, but it's a beautiful work of art. Architecture is gorgeous. So oldies are great, and I've been with them, but I really am voracious about new music and new books and new creative anything, new business ideas every day. We have business ideas for you on the show. So if you're new to the program for whatever reason, and you're listening now virtue of Facebook, a lot of people getting off the Facebook, I thought we had a foolproof way of YouTubing everything. So we're not YouTubing everything, but we are Facebooking everything pretty much in big chunks of listening. Now, again, Pat Horgan and the Thunder Road Band. This is the album 13 Bones. We're just going to track it all the way through. I always say to him, we're going to do that. And today we're just doing it as the backdrop for everything else we're doing. Now, have we stopped covering all the hard news? Maybe for a half a minute we took a breath. I'll recap all of the hard news, the serious news, who's bombing, who's getting bombed. Makes you feel like getting bombed, doesn't it? Doesn't the news sometimes make you feel like, geez, I ought to go out and get loaded, man? And you're like, no, don't do that. That's just the news. It's your life that's a lot more important to us.
Did I beat you on the
So, for my comedy buddies, you know I'm a stage whore. Everybody knows that. Why would I have an open mic since 2003? Why would I have that? Because I'm a stage whore. Because I love to be on stage. Because I think there's a lot to say. I do, a little bit.
Just without a smile, I might get used to it, baby.
Do you know who Rondo Hatcher is? That would be flattery for me to say Ed Tyll looks like Rondo Hatcher. What are you trying to say about Rondo? All right, so comedy buddies, I'm going to miss you, as always. Mike Kramer, Sarah Maywalt telling me to shut up. I love that. Rob Cividatas, who I hang out with every Friday on the show. The biggest thing I'm going to miss about him, other than watching him on stage, because I do like I love his bits, but is the after show hangout, decompression. You know, he doesn't smoke anymore, but I can smoke a half a pack of cigarettes and just, kind of with a dude who's in my age bracket. He's still younger than me. Believe me, I'm the oldest. I think. I don't think. Yeah, I think I am. But, he and Bob Bell are my contemporaries, so I'm missing out on that.
You're a creep.
I am a creep. Professional creep, Ed Tyll. Now, Sinead, I'm dying to see perform. The host of our open mic Performance Anxiety, which is now Broadway Comedy Club, every Sunday at 6 p.m. That has just turned 5 years with Al at Broadway Comedy Club. But it's been all over the place, at the Old Comics and, of course, the Village Ma. So now we've had a terrific host of Performance Anxiety for, I guess it's going on a couple of years. Now. And on top of that, we've developed an amazing fill-in host. It's like the 1-2 punch. It's like having Colbert and, Amy Schumer or whatever. I don't know. See, you don't even know how that cuts now as a compliment. Personally, I love Amy Schumer. Amy Schumer came to the open mics back in the day, and she never, ever acted like an asshole. Ever. Zero. I mean, she was always nice, and she was always funny, and they always were jealous because she's a girl, and she had blonde hair, and she still does, and she's funny as really funny. Doesn't matter. They hated her. So I was like, you guys are so jealous. Nothing comes of that at all. And they were like, yeah, Amy Schumer. First they didn't like Dane Cook, and then he blew up like a thing. Right. Guy was packing auditoriums. You couldn't have had more hate on the street for this guy. So same thing. She gets bit. Now, I have been sticking up for her among these haters. Because I don't care. You know what? I love it. When I love something that people hate, I love that dynamic. So first, I liked Amy Schumer just because she was come in, get it done, and leave. The way a comic gets good is by getting up thousands and thousands of times on stage, making the stage your home.
What we have here is a failure to communicate.
So then she gets one great break after another, and they hate her more. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? Well, she shouldn't get that break. She got this, she got that. And then her uncle is involved. Oh, her uncle help. You're going to have to zip it, babe. When you're wrong, you're wrong. So I stuck up for her. Nobody wanted to hear it. They will tell me I was kissing ass. I've hardly said hello to this girl twice. But she came to the room, and it was boom, boom, put her right up. So now, when I say anything good, they always better. The other day, did she win a Peabody Award? She did. And an article came out a couple hours later on the web for Huffington Post or something like that, Daily Beast or whatever. And they said, you know what? You're going to have to face it. This girl is a genius. Why? Because she cracked the code in one of the ugliest eras of American comedy, and she made it happen. And as far as I know, she didn't kill anybody. She hasn't been arrested once for what she's done. So, I'm saying it's just the opposite. All it looks like is that she showed up, like Woody Allen says, make sure you show up. And I don't really know how she does her writing and all this other stuff. She never went into all that on stage. I'm glad. But the television show put people in a very weird place. Oh my God, she got and the title of the show, Inside Amy Schumer, you know, her act is good. It's self-deprecating. It's good. She's not her character. Don't make the mistake of thinking she's her character. So anyway, she wins the Peabody performance anxiety people. And if I were there with you Sunday, as I'd hoped to be, I would be jumping up and down celebrating this. This shows that the model works. All right, so that's it. You know, there were other people whose names you might know. Do you ever see Julian McCullough on the VH1 or someplace, Comedy Central? Well, he was another one. They were like, oh, he's getting too many breaks. You know, sour grapes, man. It is not a team sport, show business. You may think it is. Martin and Lewis, the Beatles, I know, the Rolling Stones, I gotcha. You think it is. You think it's like a club that you get. It's not. So if you're really, really good, like some kind of virtuoso, you just go your own way and you do great. If that's you, okay. People all automatically think you've got something rigged because they're blind to the idea that everybody's talent is different. And you can't account for why people hit. You have to recognize that they do hit. So anyway, all that I was going to do that bit, and then I had another bit all written for you guys about my parents' 30th anniversary. My parents, Ed Tyll, Mr. and Mrs. Ed Till's parents, right? Tina and Eddie, right? These two. 30th anniversary now of me walking in on them. You got it. It was dick time for dad in the daytime. Correct. So that was my first punchline. Dick time for dad in the daytime, or dick time, daytime dad, or something. I'd work on that punchline. All right. So, had a bit, I thought inspirational. So you say, well, what was the tie-in to all of this besides the fact that you're nuts? See, that's where like Sarah Maywalt would say, shut up, Edward, shut up. Right. I love to get heckled the right way. If you can, or if I like something too much in the audience, I can get heckled back into the audience by another comedian. I love that. I love going to a show, nobody supports anybody. Then all of a sudden I get too supportive and I'm told to shut up, I'm being too supportive. I go, wow, that's pretty wild, huh? Ed Tyll Show, you're tracking through the Pat Horgan album, 13 Bones. All right, so you got it? Ed Tyll Show, Starcom Radio Network, AM/FM stations across America. 21 amazing radio stations and growing. Why am I not there on Sunday night? Because I am a craven animal entrepreneur and this amazing national retailer, not the one you're thinking of. I know which one you're thinking of. It's not that one. It's one demographically matched to us amazingly.
You make me nervous. I go and walk about, nothing to talk about.
I'm telling you, no, I don't want to give it away, but I will give you a hint. 10 years ago, this retailer would never have existed. Now there are stores everywhere in America. Everywhere there's a gas station or there's a Gap or there's a food store. A couple of blocks, you're gonna find this store flourishing with the economy the way it has been, and even in this recovery that nobody's having, but everybody's reporting on the news. So who else did I? Oh, sure. Alex Fasella. Well, Sarah and Alex do a lot of creative stuff together. I know they have a podcast. I'm sure they have separate shows now. But the idea is a perfect performance anxiety personality types, highly talented, high-strung, into it, in your face. Alex Vasella has the greatest material for somebody who would be 20 years older than him, as much as for him. He knows how to relate this kid. I don't know how he does. Sarah is an iconoclast for all these self-evident reasons. Anybody who holds a funeral for their first 20-year personality as they go into their new one, that is a very talented, deep human being who it's easy to piss off. You can piss these people off in a heartbeat. And for those who know Rick Shapiro, Rob Shapiro, two of the most inspirational, right? I mean, you think about it. Amy Schumer, the Shapiros. It was a horrible era for American comedy. I mean, Dave Attell was all angry at everybody. Norton, everybody. It was all anger. Everybody said it all sucks. It sucks. And then Dane Cook is all, hey, my friends and everybody went, whoa, okay, this guy's, whoa. And he was good for that bong swat thing. And everybody got mad at him. It wasn't his fault. It's the way things go. Every band can't be the Beatles. It can't be the 1970s. It is what it is. You find it. That's why I'm inspired by Amy Schumer and what the room has been over the years. Another one I'll give you used to come all the time. I haven't seen him on national television, but I understand he's on frequently and does terrific when he's on. Dan St. Germain. This guy with the beard, and he's on Larger Than Life, right? Yeah. This is among the people who passed through on this incredible mic. Now, I'll tell you who I left out. Near and dear to my heart. The lovely Katie Olson. Where would we be without Katie Olson in that room over the years? Rebecca Saletti, even Phil O'Reilly. He probably wants to punch me out still. Phil O'Reilly was always angry at me. Joe Fury wanted to kill me a few times. It's all good. You got to be mature, which means as I'm old now, who gives a shit who's mad at you? All right, Ed Tyll, Starcom Radio Network, AM/FM stations across America. Also on SCM TV, streaming live. All right, so that's the Performance Anxiety Facebook to explain what's going on, and my humble apologies to anybody who was looking forward to maybe poisoning me or beating the shit out of me at my mic, saying, you know what? I took the day off to give you a hard time. Now you're not going to be there? I go, well, maybe I got good antenna. Maybe I could feel something. No, I felt money. I'm a merciless whore, which is terrible. But I'm a merciless whore in the face of trying to do anything possibly creative. But merciless on the whore part. I don't care. Is it $87 for the gig? Then you better tip me $3 because I'm not giving you $3 back. I don't care if it was 10 minutes. 10 minutes, nothing. That'll be $90. So people go, why? Why would Ed Tyll argue over $3? Because it's the principle of it. I don't argue over things. I argue ideas. And people always say the same thing. They go, you are so full of shit. Then I was going to close out. Oh, I can't believe it. Yeah. All right, we'll do this next month. But I feel I was all revved up to close out with the tale of the two dildos.
Papa played the bass guitar.
Two dildos. Me in the middle of a woman and her sex lair right around the corner from the Ma. Right on that little side street where the Cafe Wa is. Right there, it was almost Cafe Ouch. All right, nicely done. We're going to do some more.